For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself.
Types of girls that will break your heart. There are so many types of girls that will break your heart. In fact, for us guys, I think it's a canon event for any girl to break our heart at some point. But there are some types of girls that make you go through multiple canon events for some reason. Not just you, but your homies as well. Now, I'm not saying that all these girls will break your heart, but these are just my experiences, and I've seen it happen so many times. Y'all can't fool me anymore. But let's get right into it. I want to start off with Hello Kitty girls. I don't understand why this happens, but it never ends well. These are the types of girls that at first make you believe they're wife material, and then you realize they're just straight up evil. And I'm not even gonna hold you, this is the type of girl that has absolutely destroyed me the most, and I keep running back to them for some reason. For example, last year around late April, at the beginning of May, I tested this girl from school that seemed very chill, that had like the Hello Kitty girl pink aesthetic going on, if you know what I'm saying. And if I had to describe her personality, she was basically Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and I really liked her for that reason specifically. At first, I was one of those people that spend the whole night texting someone and then the next day don't even have the courage to look at that person they were texting, but I eventually came up to her and we walked around school almost every day. I had a lot of stuff going on in that moment, and she was always like, don't be sad, you're awesome, you're the cutest guy I've ever met, etc and etc. In fact, there were nights I would lose sleep like crazy just so I could FaceTime with her. And whenever we walked together, she was always talking about how we should go see the King Carson concert, the Travis concert, etc. By June, she was texting me those I love you messages, and you know my ass was texting her back saying I love you more, and she was like, nah, I love you even more. In fact, I love you so much I can't imagine myself without you. Like, bro, man. Now fast forward to like the middle of June, and I bring her up in a conversation I was having with some friends, and one of them that is in her class goes like, oh, you're messing with her, but isn't she talking to two other dudes right now? The second he said that, I was like, wait, hold up, bro, what you mean two other dudes? Nah, ain't no way. I was about to get played like Oklahoma City against the Dallas Mavericks, but again, there was no way that could have been true. I mean, she said I was the first guy to treat her right. I didn't even get time to avoid her, because guess what? A week later, she just stopped FaceTiming me and replying to my messages. Now, when that happened, I didn't really give a fuck, because I knew at that point there was like no reason to keep talking to her. If she was talking to two other guys, then we were all just getting played at the same time. I mean, how can you be messing with a girl that doesn't know what she wants yet? I was very nonchalant, and I'm glad I was, because the allegations were true. And about a week later, I got sent the screenshots of her basically saying the exact same thing she said to me to those other guys. But I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of in love, bro. The girl from the fumbling video was also hella obsessed with Hello Kitty, so I don't know if that had anything to do with what happened, but yeah. Conclusion, if you're one of your bros is going out with a Hello Kitty girl, bro, it's not gonna end well, bro. The next girl that's gonna break your heart is the bop. If you don't know what a bop means, it's a girl that fucks with literally every dude you can imagine. In fact, I think bops are even worse than Hello Kitty girls, because even if they're bops, some people just willingly mess with them. This story didn't happen to me, but to my cousin, and I was there the whole time, bro. So this was back in Colombia when I was 13. By the way, I'm actually Colombian, but live in the US. I've been back and forth because of my family and shit. But anyway, my cousins from there were staying in my apartment complex for a week right around Christmas, and we met this girl. Mind you, I know Colombian girls are just built different. O sea, no te deberías meter con ellas. They could be bops or the cutest girls ever. And my cousin low-key fell in love with her as the week went on. Let's call her Luna. I already knew Luna because she was my neighbor, and I know she was a D1 bop, because she was always hanging out with a bunch of different sketchy dudes, plus had a smoking addiction too. Now, I was hanging with both of my cousins. Let's call one of them Matthew and the other Jaden. They're brothers, by the way. We hanged out with her for most of the days my cousin stayed at my house, and by the end of the week, it seemed as if Luna was fucking with Matthew. So much that they kissed even. However, fast forward about a month later, Matthew and Juan came back for another weekend, and bro, Luna switched up entirely. She was now giving Juan all the attention, making him eyes and flirting like the whole Matthew situation never happened. And it hit Matthew hard like a gut punch. So when we got back to the apartment, shit was mad awkward too, with them debating, pointing fingers, trying to figure out what went wrong. It got so heated I had to step in and be like, yo, she doesn't want either of y'all, bro. Trust me. But fast forward again a few months later when she invited us to her quinceañera, and it turns out I was right. In that party, she invited all of the other dudes she was fucking with and left all three of us standing in a corner playing chess.com. She was drunk as hell too, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. It was just chaos. But yeah, you feel me? And the third type of girl that's gonna break your heart is the goth girl. Like, sure, she might be Gwen from Total Drama Island, but they be so unpredictable, man. Like, let me show you an example. So around 2017, when I was living in Wisconsin, first time in the US because of my dad going to uni and stuff, I was really young, but I remember that where we used to live, there was like this guy next door that had a goth girlfriend, and he was kind of goth too, not gonna lie. Anyway, one day it turns out they got into a heated argument, and the girl, out of anger, just keyed the dude's car up. At least that was what my mom told me. And I remember seeing the aftermath the next day, bro. And it literally looked just like this pic, bro. I don't even know what a guy can do for a girl to crash out like that, but alright. After that happened, I never saw her with him again, and just saw bro smoking every day by himself. And you see, that's the thing with goth girls. Like, they are goth for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Basically, in conclusion, bro, Hello Kitty girl's bad, goth girl's good. I don't care if they break my heart, bro. Gwen is bad as fuck. But stay safe out there, y'all. I love you guys more than these girls ever will. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers, so like genuinely just subscribe, because why not, you feel me? Follow me on Instagram if you want to be part of a future video I'll make, and join my Discord server in the description, because why not? Again, I love you and thank you for watching. Will you subscribe?